You ever get that feeling that you're just not being told the whole story? That there are things happening just behind the curtain that are way, way bigger than we can even imagine. Well, when it comes to UAPs, unidentified anomalous phenomena, it looks like the people at the very top of our government are starting to feel that exact same way.
Now, let's be clear. This isn't some post from a shadowy corner of the internet. That's the actual Senate Majority Leader, on the record, basically saying that for decades, the executive branch has been hiding something huge, not just from you and me, but from Congress itself.
So, what's the deal? Is this the biggest cover up in American history, or did someone in Washington just binge a little too much X-Files over the weekend? It's a pretty wild question, I know, but it's one that people are seriously grappling with right now. All right, let's get into it. According to a brand new white paper from the Saul Foundation, this whole thing isn't really about little green men. Nope, it's about something way more fundamental: the balance of power in our own government. The paper argues that decades of secrecy have created what it calls a latent constitutional crisis. Basically, a quiet, slow motion breakdown of the entire system.
Okay, so here's the central conflict. On one side, you've got the Pentagon's official UAP office, AARO, which just put out this big historical review that essentially says, move along, folks, nothing to see here. But on the other side, you have this paper and some very powerful senators claiming there's a massive hidden program studying non-human tech. It's kind of like finding out your roommate has been secretly running a five-star restaurant out of your kitchen, all while telling you they only know how to make toast. Well, in this analogy, Congress is the roommate who just stumbled upon the industrial-sized vats of marinara sauce and is, starting to ask some serious questions.
So, where are these wild claims even coming from? Well, the paper argues the evidence for this secret program has been hiding in plain sight for decades, buried right under all the official denials. Let's go ahead and look at the receipts together. The official AARO report just brushes off the classic Air Force investigation, Project Blue Book, saying it found zero evidence of anything truly weird. It's a nice, tidy little conclusion. There's just one tiny problem. The guy they hired as their chief scientific consultant for almost 20 years, an astronomer named J. Allen Hynek, said the exact opposite. Now, what's really fascinating about this slide is the number they really don't want you to look at. Sure, most of the cases were explained away as balloons, planes, whatever. But according to Hynek's own analysis of over 13,000 cases, there were 640 of them. That's almost 6% that remained genuinely unknown. And these weren't just blurry photos. They were high-quality reports from credible people that defied every conventional explanation they had. And this is where the whole thing goes from a quirky little mystery to a major national security issue. These truly unexplainable objects weren't just popping up over random cornfields. No, they had a very strange habit of showing up in places that would make any military commander completely lose sleep at night. Just look at this pattern. Los Alamos, the birthplace of the atomic bomb. Malmstrom and Minot, home to our ICBMs, where multiple witnesses reported that entire flights of nuclear missiles just went offline right as these objects hovered above them. Then Loring Air Force Base, over a nuclear weapons depot. The paper argues there is absolutely zero chance these events went unnoticed at the top. An unknown craft that can apparently shut down our nuclear arsenal? That's not a curiosity. That's a five-alarm fire at the highest levels of government. Okay, so this is where the UAP issue stops being about lights in the sky and starts being about the actual bedrock of American democracy. The paper's main argument is that this level of secrecy fundamentally breaks how our government is supposed to work. All right, quick high school civics refresher. Separation of powers. The whole system is designed so that no single branch, not the president, not Congress, not the courts, gets to call all the shots. They're supposed to check and balance each other. I mean, it's the entire basis of the system. So here's the crucial point. If a secret program exists inside the executive branch and Congress is never told about it, how can Congress possibly do its job? It has a constitutional duty to write laws and oversee how the government spends money and what it does. But you can't make laws about something you don't know exists. You can't oversee a program that's been completely hidden from you. The paper argues that on this one potentially world-changing issue, the whole system of checks and balances has been completely short-circuited. But Congress isn't just taking this lying down. A bipartisan group of senators is now trying to use the power they do have to pry open this black box and get back their constitutional authority. And yeah, they've got a plan. And it's a pretty brilliant strategy. First, the UAP Disclosure Act, which is designed to force all those secret files out into the light. Second, a call for a new church committee. a huge, deep-dive investigation modeled on the famous one that exposed massive intelligence agency abuses back in the 70s. And third, a UAP Governance Act, to basically state in no uncertain terms that Congress has the power here and nobody can hide this stuff from them anymore. It is a full court press to restore the balance of power.
And the reason they're pushing this hard is because the paper argues this isn't just about government procedure. The UAP presence itself, whatever it is, presents all of humanity with a challenge and an opportunity of, well, existential proportions.
I mean, think about it. A technology that can neutralize our most powerful weapons and fly in ways that defy physics is obviously a profound threat. It's a massive military challenge. But that same technology, if we could understand it, could change literally everything. It could mean limitless clean energy, revolutionary travel, a whole new era for science. The paper's point is that whether it's a threat or a gain, the decision of how to handle it is way too big for a small, secret group to make on its own. That's a decision for all of us, through our elected representatives. So we're left with this really unsettling thought. This paper isn't just suggesting a cover-up about UFOs. It's suggesting a secret structure, operating completely outside the bounds of the Constitution, has been making decisions of immense consequence for 80 years. And if that's true, it really makes you wonder, what else don't we know?